I'm Lila, a 24-year-old woman and the youngest of 5 in my family. Growing up, I felt like a ghost in my own house, always overlooked. My parents made it clear who their favorites were, and I wasn't one of them. My older brothers, Ethan and Caleb, soaked up all their attention and praise. Ethan, the eldest, was their shining star. Brilliant and charming, he was the topic of every family gathering. Ethan's landed an amazing job, they'd boast. You get the picture. Caleb, on the other hand, was the family's golden athlete. Charismatic and popular, his shelves overflowed with medals, which my parents proudly displayed to guests. And me? I was just Lila, the quiet one fading into the background, the "oh, you're here too" kid. They weren't outright mean, just indifferent. I first noticed the difference when I was about 10. One memory still stings. School let out early due to a snowstorm, and I watched as other kids were picked up by their parents. I waited, gripping my backpack, as the classroom emptied. The custodian finally asked if anyone was coming for me. "They're probably delayed," I muttered. After an hour, with night creeping in, I walked home, soaked and shivering without a jacket. When I got there, my mom was lounging with a book. "Oh, you're home. Food's in the fridge," she said, barely glancing up. No worry, no explanation. Nothing. This wasn't a one-off, it was my normal. My parents forgot to pick me up so often that my teacher started driving me home. "Should I call them?" she'd ask. I'd shake my head. What was the point? Birthdays were just as bad. My mom threw big parties, but they were never for me. She'd invite her friends and their kids, not mine. Once I overheard her say, "Lila doesn't really have friends anyway." I froze in the hallway, then hid in my room until the party ended. Ethan and Caleb weren't any better. Ethan teased me mercilessly. If I got a good grade, he'd scoff. "What, you want a medal?" Caleb barely noticed me unless it was to tell me to stop being a nuisance. To outsiders, we looked like the perfect family. Relatives would say, "You're so lucky to have such a wonderful, successful family." Lucky? Really? By middle school, I thought if I achieved something big, they'd finally notice me. So I joined every club, studied hard, and tried every activity I could. It sort of worked. They'd say, "Nice work," but it felt like they were just going through the motions. Meanwhile, Ethan was applying to top colleges, and Caleb was racking up more awards. Next to them, I was invisible. One year, I earned a spot on the honor roll and proudly hung the certificate on the fridge. The next day, it was gone, replaced by Caleb's game schedule. When I asked my parents about it, my dad shrugged. "We're busy, Lila. You know how it is." "Busy with what?" "You were at Ethan's speech competition last week," I snapped. "Ethan's events matter. We can't do everything." I gave up trying after that. In high school, I focused on my own path. I became valedictorian and sent my parents invitations to my graduation, reminding them over and over. On the day of my speech, in the upcoming short video, catch the complete story with the channel link provided below.